Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So we heartily welcome all the participants of Gita Saar English course who have joined today for session 3. So we have Vrajakrishna Dasji joined with us today. Today we'll be going through chapter 4, 5 and 6. This is in 1 hour the essence of all these 3 chapters. So without any further delay, we will request Vrajakrishna Dasji to continue for the session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I'm very happy to be amongst all of you today. And I'm very thankful that you're giving this chance for me to teach Bhagavad Gita about the glories of the message of Bhagavad Gita. And you're taking participation and using your human form of life for something of very important purpose. And last week we had seen Karma Yoga. Yesterday we had seen about soul, who are we. We have seen Karma Yoga. And now today we are going to discuss what questions we have in life. Generally we talk about, who is a genuine guru? Are there genuine gurus? What is the quality of him? What about, we hear so many pastimes of Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. What about them? Who is God? And also, what is the peace formula? What is the application of this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita? And what is yoga? Many people talk about yoga, ki yoga karna hai, yoga. But what is really yoga and how can we implement in our life? So all these things we'll be going to see today. So Gita Saar, chapters 4 to 6. So we start with prayers. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnana Jana Chalakaya Chakshu Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha-deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhatrindra Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So with chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge. So we have talked about Karma Yoga, but Karma Yoga we are talking about service to God and which we satisfy. But that involves knowledge. Who is God? Because unless we know who is God, how we will serve God, how we dovetail all our work with God, only when we have transcendental knowledge, we will be able to do that. So therefore, Lord Krishna speaks transcendental knowledge to Arjuna. So Lord speaks that I have spoken this knowledge long before. So if many people ask, when was Bhagavad Gita spoken? So the answer is to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra 5,000 years before. Arjuna Lord spoke. And the proof is Dwaraka. The Dwaraka of Lord Krishna submerged, during that time. 125 years, Lord Krishna stayed on planet Earth, then went back to his spiritual world. And during that time, Dwarka was up, and after that, Dwarka submerged into the sea. So Lord Krishna had told Arjuna that I have given this knowledge previously to Sun God, and now I am giving the same knowledge to you now. So it's not that this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita appeared only 5,000 years before. This knowledge is coming back from the beginning of creation. And Lord speaks, Evam parampara praptim imam rajarshyo viduhu sakalena mahata yogo nashta parantapaha. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be lost. So here we see very amazing point that this knowledge is not only coming through brahmanas or the sages, but it is coming through the line of the kings because they practice that way. And because that science, the practice of the science, the practice of Gita was stopped, so Lord Krishna again spoke it. So the knowledge of Bhagavad, there was a question, how do we believe that what knowledge of Bhagavad Gita we are getting is the same knowledge what Lord spoke 5,000 years before? So we know by the chain of succession of people who are practicing it. And that is why to know the knowledge, we need a parampara. So here, there are 4 sampradayas in which we can get knowledge. So many times people ask, oh, where can I get the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, which is a right source of knowledge? Now you go to internet, so much being spoken. But what is a right knowledge we have to know? Because the Vedas are aparashya. It is given by the Supreme Lord himself. So the knowledge which is coming from Supreme Lord himself, only we should accept. So here we see Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna gave knowledge to Brahma, to Lakshmi Ji, to Lord Shiva, and to Kumaras. So the knowledge coming from Brahma and Madhvacharya come Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, later from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then coming from Lakshmi Ji is called Shri Sampradaya, in which Ramanujacharya came. Then Shiv Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami came, and then Kumar Sampradaya, in which Nimbarka Acharya came, and later on Vallabhacharya came. And our parampara is coming from Narada, Brahma. Lord Krishna gave knowledge to Brahmaji, Brahmaji gave to Narad Muni gave to Vyasadeva, and through that parampara, Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada is coming in that parampara. So what Bhagavad Gita knowledge you're getting is directly coming from Lord Krishna through the chain of teachers. The teachers who are practicing Bhagavad Gita, and they teach to their disciple, because it's not only the words of Bhagavad Gita, it's a mood in which we understand that Bhagavad Gita, which comes in a parampara. So if we have to understand the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we have to understand in a parampara. Like, see, even college, even understanding about electrons, it's not that we search on internet and find out, there are electrons. It's not that we search out, there is some knowledge of how the camera works. So we go to school, right? Every one of us go to schools. In a school, there are authorized teachers, there are authorized books, and there is authorized institution. When you are choosing engineering college, we do not go to any engineering college, right? We choose which engineering college we will go. We choose which are the right teachers. We choose the books. The same way, there are 4 sampradayas, which are the institution. Then there are teachers in those institutions who are coming in the parampara from Lord Brahma. And then there are books like Bhagavad Gita. So when authorized books written by authorized professors like Srila Prabhupada. So then the knowledge that we are getting, we can understand, yes, this is a knowledge which is completely foolproof. Like many times, people, when you ask them, no, if I have to learn doctorate, I'll go to medical college. Engineering, go to engineering college. But when you ask people, when you have to learn spiritual knowledge, they kahin se bhi pad lenge, internet se pad lenge, idhar udhar pad lenge. No. See, now also you are getting this knowledge through Zoom. We are using internet. But the source of knowledge should be coming from a parampara. Right? So we are just repeating the knowledge which is coming in parampara. And when you attain that knowledge really awakens love for God. That knowledge really gives us satisfaction of the Lord. Because nobody can manufacture right knowledge. It has to come from God. Right? So therefore, the sampradaya, which is directly connected to God, if we take knowledge from that, then that knowledge becomes authentic. So bona fide sampradaya is must. And therefore Krishna is saying that very ancient science of relationship with Supreme is told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. And can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So who can understand Bhagavad Gita? Who is a devotee of the Lord. So this acharyas, the knowledge is coming, they're devotees of the Lord, and when we receive knowledge from them, then we can understand the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So learn Bhagavad Gita only in a bona fide sampradaya from a teacher who walks his talk. There are many teachers who speak big things, but when you talk about their practice, you won't find that they're practicing those principles. So therefore, we have so many bona fide teachers, like here also the photo of Pejava Swami, who recently departed from the spiritual world. And then we have His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So I will speak this couple of minutes. I've spoken in the first session about His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, that how in 1922 his guru Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati ordered him that you're a young gentleman, go to West and preach this message of Bhagavad Gita in English language. So in 1922 he got instruction. For 43 years he was preparing himself. In 1965 he boarded Jalduta, a cargo ship, to go to America at the age of 70 years. Right? Generally, people plan to retire at the age of 70 years, but Srila Prabhupada, he wanted to go and give this knowledge to the whole world. And at the cargo ship, he was feeling seasickness, dizziness, and he had 2 heart attacks, 2 strokes. And that night, Lord Krishna appeared. The photo you're seeing, Lord Krishna appeared and said to Prabhupada, don't worry, I'm going along with you. Or Srimad Bhagavatam is going along with you. And don't worry, you will be successful in the mission. And Srila Prabhupada goes to America. He doesn't know anybody. And how much money he has? 40 rupees, which has no value in America. He goes, he stays in the house of Sadi Agarwal, Gopal Agarwal, whom he have contacted, his father in India. He stays for 1 year, he observes the culture of people of America. And after 1 year, he started doing kirtan, and many Americans start getting attracted, and their heart got transformed. They leave all the bad habits. The Americans from childhood, they were drinking, they were eating cow flesh, they were drinking, they were smoking, they all got transformed. And many gem like sadhus also got attracted to Srila Prabhupada. Okay? So many different kind of people, they got attracted to Prabhupada because they find the divine teachings in the life of Srila Prabhupada. And next 12 years, 1965 to 1977, he traveled the world around 13 times, the globe, whole globe, and all over countries, all over the world, Russia, Canada. He had preached this message of Bhagavad Gita, and many places people have become devotees of Krishna, and that is something miraculous. That is something, a historical event. He's a legendary of Indian culture. He's an ambassador of devotion to Krishna, ambassador of our Indian culture. So such a person we should accept as a bona fide spiritual master and his teachings as bona fide. And we're just simply repeating his words coming in Guru Parampara. So this is the understanding about how to receive a right knowledge. So we saw there are 4 sampradayas. So we are not saying we are the only one. There are others also who are also giving the right knowledge. Right? So now the question comes, how one should approach Guru? Lord Krishna is saying, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updekshanti te jnanam jnanina tad darshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service to him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So एक बार गुरु के पास जब हम जाते हैं तो उनकी सेवा करनी होती है. When we go to Guru, we serve Guru. We inquire from him and we are submissive to him. Submissively we inquire from the Guru, and then the knowledge descends. And whom we should accord? Who has actually realized God, who has seen God, who has realized God. Such a Guru we go, and from him we learn. So here we see divinity of Lord Krishna's birth and activities. So now, what is the purpose of going to Guru? Because God is far away from us. So how can we connect to Guru? How can we connect to Guru? Like we go to Guru to connect ourselves to God. गुरु से हमें भगवान मिलता है. So if some guru says I am God, Prabhupada said he is not guru. He is not God, he is dog. Because no guru says that I am God. What guru shows? Guru shows us finger towards God. Why? Because in his life, he is himself is a great servitor of God. So Guru gives us knowledge about God, and that's why he said that in human form of life, one should find a guru, a bona fide guru, because he will tell us who is right, who is God. So the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita comes through Guru Parampara. So till now we spoke about Guru. Now we'll talk about who is Supreme Lord. Many times we hear new pastimes of Krishna, pastimes of Lord Ram. What is our relationship with them? Why do they come do this pastime? There are so many temples in India. Why people know offer the bhoga to the Lord? Why so much worship is going on? And is God is impersonal? Or is God is Paramatma, God in my heart? Or is God is a person? So many Mahalia, this kind of questions we have. Now, how many of you, please raise your hand if you have questions like this about God? Or write in the chat or raise your hand if you also have some question you want to know who is really God. Yes, so please raise your hand if you want to know who is God, what is significance in our life. You want to know about God? Okay, so many of you have raised hands. So thank you. So this is something I'm very important subject matter to know about God, which we are just going to discuss. So be attentive for next 10-15 minutes, and whatever your questions have, I will take right between 8 to 8:15. So we'll have all those questions. So, but this is something a very important subject matter that we're going to discuss now. Divinity of Lord Krishna's birth and activities. Now, why everybody in India you see will celebrate Janmashtami. Now, what is special about Lord Krishna's birth so everybody celebrates? Let's see. So when Lord Krishna was born in a jail, right? But how is he born? He is not born like a normal child is born. He is transformed from the heart of Vasudeva to the heart of Devaki. And then he just appeared. And he did not appear like a normal child, coming with all pus, stool, urine from the womb of the mother. He appeared as a 400 form, Kiritinam, Adbhut Balakam, with 400 forms, with chakra, with gada, with shankha. Like that, Lord appeared, right? So this is the primeval Lord. And then he took a form of a Balak. And because Devaki said, oh Lord, I am fearful that Kamsa will come and attack you. So nobody could harm the Lord. But Lord, out of his divinity, he took a form of a small child. And Vasudeva take Lord Krishna to Gokul. And what activities he did in Gokul? His each and every activity is very special. Right? So the difference between Lord Krishna and ourselves, हम में और भगवान कृष्ण में क्या फर्क है, ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है. So the Lord takes birth from Devaki and Vasudeva. He is unborn. He's acha. Because Lord says, oh Devaki and Vasudeva, you were Prishni and Sutaba. And you had done tapasya for me. Then for thousands of years, you have done tapasya for me. You wanted a child like me. I said, nobody can be like me. I only have to come. So I granted you boon that I'll become your son in 3 lives. So first you came as Krishna Sutapa, then you came Kashyapa and Aditi, and now you have come as Vasudeva and Devaki. So first time I became Krishna Deva, second time I became Vamandev, and now I have come as Krishna. But I'm the same. Now, do you know any son talking to his parents like this? But Lord Krishna is telling them that because I had promised you, so I have come. So Lord appears to have a human-like form, but his body is transcendental, of an Atma. The Lord appears like one of us. He's a Lord of all living entities. Why? He is in heart of everybody. He's Bhutanam Ishvara. So this is the difference between Lord Krishna and ourselves. Now, Lord Krishna was a small child. One time, he ate dirt. And Balaram complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna has ate dirt. And Yashoda said, Krishna, did you eat more dirt? Because Yashoda was worried that my child, if he eats dirt, what will happen? And Krishna said, no, I have not eaten dirt, Maya. Maya Mori. That, oh mother, I have not eaten dirt. And Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, Kana, open your mouth. And when Krishna opened his mouth, rather than seeing the dirt, Mother Yashoda saw all the universe inside the mouth of Lord Krishna. And she saw all the galaxies, all the planets, all the mountains. She saw then the earth, and she saw that she herself is there in the mouth of Lord Krishna, watching that she is seeing the mouth. And seeing that, she got completely bewildered. Oh, I am in illusion. I'm thinking Krishna, my son. No, 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 Krishna is not my son. I'm a Jivatma. And Krishna thought, oh, what happened to Mother Yashoda? Then Krishna her turned his yogish Maya Shakti upon Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda forgot. And then she realized that, and Krishna thought, now who will feed milk if Mother Yashoda think that I am God? And then Krishna covered over Mother Yashoda. So the Lord looking a very small child, but whole universe is there in his mouth. Then Krishna and Balram jumped from the mountain. So one time when Jarasan was running behind Krishna and Balram, and Krishna and Balram were running and they climbed a mountain. Then Jarasan could not find them. The Jarasan told, burn this whole mountain. And when the fire started burning, Krishna and Balram jumped some 80 miles of flight. 80 miles of flight they jumped. But after falling on the ground, nothing happened. They didn't have any fracture. Why? Because they do not have a body like us. They do not have a body made of bones. They have a Satchit Anand body. And nothing can damage that body. So God is transcendental. God's body is transcendental. The Lord Krishna saved Parikshit in the womb. When Ashwathama threw the Brahmastra over the Pandavas, then Arjuna counteracted. Then he threw his Brahmastra to Parikshit in the womb, who was in the womb of Uttara. And Uttara cried out, Lord, please save me. And that time, Lord Krishna entered the womb of Uttara. So Lord was standing outside and he went in the womb of Uttara and saved Parikshit. So Parikshit, the Brahmastra destroyed Parikshit, but Lord Krishna again gave Parikshit in the body. So therefore, what is the difference between doll, man and God? So doll is made of matter, man is made of matter and spirit. हमारा ये शरीर क्या है? Matter है. और हम क्या हैं? Spirit, आत्मा है. And भगवान क्या है? Full spirit. There is no matter in him. So this is the difference between doll, man and God. And therefore Lord Krishna says, why do I come to this earth? Yada yada hi dharmasya galani bhavati bharataha abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam sajamiham. Whenever and wherever there's a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of a religion, at that time I descend myself. जब धर्म की हानि होती है, धर्म की कल्याण. And this verse is a very, very important verse of Bhagavad Gita. What is saying? Janam karma chame divyam. My janma and karma. Janam, birth, karma, my activities, they both are divine. Evam yoveti tattvataha, jo janta hai, one who knows that my birth and activities are divine. Tattvadeham punarjanma. He does not take birth again. What he does, he comes back to me. So this is very important point to understand. Now I say, okay, we are talking about Bhagavad Gita. We should talk more about mind and soul. Why we are so much talking about God? Yes, that's the point over here. So when we know about God, when we know that God's activities are transcendental, the Lord is coming to attract us, telling that I'm doing wonderful pastimes. I'm enjoying in the spiritual world. So you also can join me, join those pastimes. So therefore, even Lord Krishna did Makhan Chor Leela 5,000 years before. Still we remember it. Though Lord Krishna appeared 5,000 years before, still we celebrate Janmashtami. Isn't it today? So why? Because of that, we remember the Supreme Lord. And we understand we have a relationship with the Lord. See, in a prison, one time, the president came, right? And prisoner thought, अरे ये भी हमारी तरह कुछ चोरी कर दिया क्या जो आ गया यहाँ पे. As the president also has done some theft, that he also come into the jail. Now, do you think that president has committed some theft that he had come to the jail? Yes, right? No. You say yes or no? That president, why president will go to jail? Like the presidential power has a power to release any prisoner from jail. You know, even somebody has done murder case, the president can give him relief. President can pardon. Even today, the president has that presidential powers. So in the same way, Lord Krishna comes to this earth. Why? To release us from the bondage of this world. Now, what is this bondage we will talk about as our session is progressing? To make us happy, to show us how we can be happy in this world. That is why Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Lord Narayan come to this world to release us. And when we understand that their pastimes is transcendental, they are eternal, we also can attain that eternal abode. But attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. There are three aspects of absolute truth. So I was saying, many people say, God is energy. Some people say, God is in everyone's heart. And some people say, God is a person. Now let us see the example of a train. If you're sitting on a railway platform, now somebody who has never seen a train, he comes to a railway platform and he has a lot of curiosity. Now, what does a train looks like? So the first time when he sees, what he sees, the light coming. Then the train bogies come nearer, what he sees, oh, there are bogies also in the train. And then when he enters inside the train, he sees, there are people also inside the train, right? So same train, but different realization that person is having of that train. In the same way, God is one. So from God's body, effulgence is coming out. So people think it's some energy, Brahman, right? Then as people advance in their understanding about God, they understand that God is in my heart. God is in the heart of other people also. So God is Paramatma, super soul, we say. That God is Paramatma in the heart of everyone. And the third aspect is God is a person. He can deal with me, but he's not a person like me. His body is completely Satchidanand. See, our body has veins, skin, blood, all that. But God's body doesn't have that. God's body is completely Satchid Anand, is a spiritual, and he can expand unlimitedly. And that's why Lord Krishna showed the universal form to Arjuna, right? His universal form. So God is very great. But at the same time, is a person who can relate with us. So this is the final understanding about the absolute truth that God is a person. So said, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabdate. Brahman, God is energy, light. So energy is ruling this world. Then Paramatma, God is in every atom. God is in our heart also. And ultimately, God is a person who has a beautiful face, who plays the flute. And this is the message of Bhagavad Gita. And Lord's activities are divine, not mundane. Now, what is the difference between a divine activity or mundane activity? Selflessness or our motive. Whether that activity is selfless or selfishness. But you see, Krishna's all activities is selfless. Lord has nothing to gain from us. Like Lord Krishna, through Bhima, killed Jarasandha. But he made Jarasandha's son as the king. So Lord Krishna made Arjuna win the kingdom of Pandavas, but then Lord made Arjuna as the king. The Lord, though killed Kamsa, but he made Ugrasena as the king. So Lord never desired any kingdom, though he did so many things. So he never desired anything for himself, though he is the master of everything. And he comes in this world not to gain something from us, but to help us understand this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and perfect our life. So God is completely selfless, and therefore his every action is called Leela. Leela means pastime. So whatever he is doing, even he's stealing butter, but he's stealing butter because the gopis are making butter for Krishna, so that Krishna will come and steal them. So Lord doesn't have any selfish desire for himself. He is selfless, and that's why all his activities are divine, full of compassion for us. For example, king comes to jail, he can release the prisoners. The Lord is neutral but reciprocal. Right? So Lord doesn't differentiate between people. He's giving food to everybody, he's giving sunlight to everybody, but he's reciprocal. What does reciprocal means? If somebody wants to surrender to the Lord, somebody wants to love the Lord, then Lord also loves. Right? Like judge rewards people according to their deeds and remains neutral. So the Lord is also neutral to living entities while awarding the result of the activities of people. But any devotee who loves him, he reciprocates to that devotee. Like for example, Sudama offering with love, and Krishna gave him by giving great wealth. Right? So Lord is neutral but reciprocal. If you pray to God, God will reciprocate. If you offer something to God, God will reciprocate. Right? So this is the chapter 4. So though we want to take question answers at the end, but since this is something a very important topic and many hands are raised, so I will take 1 or 2 questions and then continue further. So does anyone has a question specifically about God? Then I will take. Can you unmute them? Can they unmute themselves?
Yes, now participants can unmute and ask.
Prabhuji, we have a doubt.
Yes.
How did Krishna create himself?
Oh, Krishna doesn't have to create himself. God is always there. So he descends in his original form. See, the definition of God means he's a
Then how is she there? From how many years she is there?
Oh, God is there before the universe is made. See, universe is made billions of years before, billions and trillions of years before. And God was before even the universe also. That's the definition of God. See, just like you see sun. Sun is always there or not? Sun is always there, right? But do you see sun in night? You don't see sun. But when the sunrise happens, you see the sun. When the sunset happens, sun goes away. So same way, God is always there, but he appears for 125 years in front of our eyes. Then he goes to another universe to do his Leela. But he's always there. Because there is not only one universe, there are millions of universes. So God comes in this universe, goes to another universe, goes to this universe, and come after a long time back to this universe. By the time we all are dead and gone. Right? Any other question? Priya, I think Priya had a question. Priya? Okay, and any question? Anybody has any other question? Before I...
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There is one word in this chapter 4, text 9, which is Tattvam Asi, which is applied in this case. So can you explain that Tattvam Asi, what it means?
No, the word is not Tattamasi. The word is...
Tattvam Asi.
No, if you see the verse, here is this. Janam karma chavya divyam yo veti tatvataha. Tatvata means जो मुझको जानता है, जो उसको तत्वता ट्रुथ में जानता है. मेरा जन्म और कर्म जो है दिव्य है, जो इस बात को ट्रुथ में जानता है, अच्छे से जानता है, वो फिर से पूर्ण जन्म नहीं लेता है.
Prabhuji, in the book, in Bhagavad Gita as it is, this is explained in the purport. So I couldn't understand that. That's why I asked.
That is explained in the 17th chapter, no? Tattamasi Mataji.
It is written, the Vedic version, Tattvam Asi, is actually applied in this case. Simply by accepting this truth on faith, one can without a doubt attain liberation. So
yeah. So Tattvam Asi means I am the part of Supreme Lord. I am in the same in quality as a Supreme Lord. Right? So when I understand Lord is divine and as Jivatma, I am also divine. But Lord is infinite, I am infinitesimal. You know, there's a meaning of Tattvam Asi, that I am same in quality as the Lord. Okay. So Rachna Mataji had written, why did Krishna allow the existence of so many religions? So we are coming to that point there. Okay. Any other question?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble pranams.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji, my question is, why Krishna, Krishna is very, he wants us back, he wants each and every jiva to go back to Godhead. But why he has sent to us to material world? Is that the question? Is like we are envious of him? No, we are not. Like sometimes it happens that it's like in mind. Sometimes like it's once in a while it comes like that. For such a small thing, why he has sent to us to this material world
Um,
for
no,
suffering?
yeah. See, he has not sent us. We wanted to come. See, we wanted to enjoy like the Lord, which is not possible in the spiritual world. So he created this material world where we get that experience to enjoy without God and to be a Lord. Like for example, why the technology is booming so much? We want everything on our fingertips. That in our fingertips there is bank account, fingertips there is a cab, fingertips everything. So we want everything in our control. Yes or no? And when you see anybody you ask what he will want, I should have the greatest position in my company,
Mhm.
right? People will ask. So we want to be the controller of all controllers, but which you cannot do in a spiritual world, which we can do in the material world. So God created this universe, and as we are through our this is a little thing of realization. So as we go more further, you will able to realize. Maybe at 8 o'clock, I'll take discuss more upon this
But Prabhuji, in
question.
material world, we are getting more and more contaminated, right?
No,
The
Mataji,
way God has sent us, we were not so much contaminated, but in material world, somehow we are getting contaminated. So how
yeah,
can we go back to Godhead? How many lifetimes it will take to go for us to go back to Godhead?
for one lifetime. That's what Krishna is saying. Janam karma chame divyam. If you understand Krishna's pastimes in one lifetime, you will go back to God. In this
But
lifetime.
Prabhuji, according to you, you know much more than me. Okay, if I say yes, I know Krishna is there, and I can understand. Yes, he is Bhagwan. But still, that knowledge is not enough. That statement, blanket statement, is not enough for me. That yes, Bhagwan, Krishna is there. With that statement, he will take me back to the Godhead.
No, but you have to put a faith and have a realization. When difficulties come in your life, are you able to see Krishna's hand? When
Yes, by
difficulties
yeah,
come in your
yes,
life,
yes, yes.
yeah,
That power is there.
yeah. So if you keep doing it and keep chanting his holy names. So I think Mataji, I'll answer your question at 8 o'clock. Otherwise, we'll miss the presentation.
Okay,
Your
okay,
question is good, but
okay.
there. So now we'll go further ahead. So I want you to take the basic questions regarding this presentation. Yeah. So chapter 5, Karma Yoga, Action and Krishna Consciousness. So working in the world without getting affected. So how see now what has happened? Fourth chapter, Krishna talked about his knowledge, talked about you should go to Guru, and Guru will give you the knowledge. What? That I am the heart of everyone, and you will not get into illusion. So by going to Guru, so first we understand about the transcendental nature of the Lord, then we go to Guru and understand the Lord is situated in everybody's heart, and therefore you should not envy anybody, you should not hurt anybody, you should not become proud, and you should develop this knowledge, control your senses, and one day you will attain this knowledge. So Krishna is telling, just wait, and whatever sin we have done, right? Whatever sinful actions we have done in our life, all will get purified by taking to this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, understanding about Lord's knowledge. So that was Lord Krishna is saying that it will take some amount of time. But what we need to have faith in this knowledge and control our senses. Now, fifth chapter he explains how we should act in this world, how we should act in our life so that we are liberated. So now what is the meaning of liberation and what is action in Krishna consciousness? There's two concepts we will take in this chapter. Now you see, working in the world without getting affected. You see this lotus flower? Lotus flower, though is born in the kitchen, right? If you anytime gone to pond, there is so much dirt in the pond. There is so much problem in the pond. But what happens? The lotus flower never get touched by the dirt, right? So brahmane adhaye karmani sangam tektva karotiya liptate na sa papena pattam patvam ivam vasa. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful reaction, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. What does it mean? Just like you see, why the lotus? So lotus is deriving his nourishment from the pond. Why? Because he has stem down going into the pond, and it derives his nourishment from that stem. But he is not affected by the keychain in the pond. The same way, a devotee of the Lord, because he is in touch with the Lord, though the environment in which you are working may not be favorable, but because his mind is fixed in the Lord, Because a devotee's mind is fixed in the Lord, he is not affected by the dirt of the material world. So what if we offer the results to God of your work, right? We do service to God, we attain peace. If we are greedy for the fruits of labor, then anxiety. We have too much expectation. Oh, I got so less salary, I got so less marks, my wife doesn't support me, my husband does like this, my mother-in-law does like this, my father-in-law does like this, and so much expectations from this world and so much frustration. But Bhagavad Gita teaches us you do your duty and don't expect the results and offer the results to God, then you will get a peace of mind. Right? So while we are working, we work in that consciousness, then mind becomes very pacified. And now Lord Krishna speaks this verse number 18. Vidya vinay sampanne brahmane gavi hastini shuni cheva shupake cha pandita samadarshana. So who is called a learned person? Who is a pandita? So who sees a person, a brahmana, a learned person, a gavi, cow, hastini, elephant, even a dog, if with equal vision means what? He saw the same spirit soul in them, right? So even a cow, even a man, even an elephant, even a deer, all have the same spirit soul in. Does so it all have the spirit soul inside them, right? So even we should not kill animals. Why? Because animals also have soul. So if we are killing animals, we are also torturing them because they also feel the same pain as we feel the pain in this life, right? So just like you have seen, one time, one son was there, and father got a cut, through blade. His finger got cut. So yesterday, I was shaving, and my finger just cut with a blade, and then that's why I have this stitch. So the father was cutting, and bleeding happened, and he was crying, "Beta, beta, bring, beta, Dean, bring that bandage." And Beta put the band-aid. And while putting the band-aid, the son told to the father, "Father, yesterday you were cutting a hen, and hen was crying so much. Did you not feel pain of the hen?" And that time father realized, yes. So father was killing the hen and the hen was crying, shouting. But when his own finger cut, he also was shouting. So the way we feel pain when we kill animals, the animals also feel pain. So the Pandita Samadarshina, he sees the same soul, whether a person is black or white, Hindu or Muslim, rich or poor, such a person is called Pandita. Pandita Sama Darshina. But doesn't mean that we treat everybody equally. It's not that you will go and embrace a tiger. Tiger will eat us, right? So we treat according to their different positions, but we understand and respect everybody, right? As a part and parcel of God. Now, why COVID? Why so many diseases are coming? So one reason maybe, okay, some country is trying to overfill the whole economic problem or whatever. But the other reason is because the human population is 7 billion, we kill 72 billion animals in a year. So the reactions come in the form of diseases. Reaction comes in the form of COVID. Reactions come in the form of tsunamis and all that because we are doing so much animal slaughter, cow slaughter, and abortions. And that's why the planet's suffering. So therefore, the more and more we give this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, people will give up sinful activities and they will be happy. Same way, Bhagavad Gita teaches us universal brotherhood. So what divides us? You're white, I'm black. You're Indian, I'm Pakistani. You're Hindu, I'm Muslim. You're rich, I'm poor. You're educated, illiterate, beautiful, ugly. And this is all the bodily designation. Because soul is neither white, soul is neither Indian or American, soul is neither rich or poor, soul is neither educated, illiterate. Soul is a part and parcel of God who is eternal, full of happiness and full of knowledge. And this is a way that even now you see these four Maharajas, one is a Jew, one is a German, one is a white, one is a black, and all from different nationalities. And they're all four coming together and coming together. Why? Because they're not identifying with them with the bodily consciousness, but they are seeing each one as soul, part and parcel of God. So your forefathers means Hitler killed my forefathers, the Jew, but fortunately I have no enmity with you because I know by grace of Lord Krishna that we are not the superficial body, the spirit soul. Like the driver is different from the car. So this is the message of Bhagavad Gita. So while Lord has given different religions, there is a purpose. Like, what is the purpose? Like the people, you see, the Sanatan Dharma. Actually, Hindu is no Dharma. The original Dharma is Sanatan Dharma, in which Bhagavad Gita was spoken, which is coming from the beginning of creation. But what had happened after Mahabharata war, many people have settled into different parts of the world. Like people have gone to, and in this, the part, Turkey and other things, people have settled. Then people in the Europe, they have settled. So they were cut off from the Vedic culture. So to deliver them, Lord sent his son named Jesus. So he gave the message in a way people can understand, because there was no Vedic culture. But if you see also, there's a difference. Like when Jesus told little about God, he was put into cross. But Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna, Arjuna, there is no knowledge which I have not told you. This is complete knowledge I'm telling you. But Jesus told, I have much to tell you, but if I tell you, you can't digest it now. So according to time, place, and circumstances, Lord sent his messengers or son to spread the knowledge. But the essential basis of all principles, all religion is to teach love of God. To teach love God. But we are so fortunate that through Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, we can know what is the name of God, what does he do, where does he stay, can I have a relationship with him? So how fortunate we are to be connected to this Sanatan Dharma, where we have full knowledge and understanding about God. Now just think, imagine a body where there are no problems, right? So a problem can be considered a real problem if it fulfills the three criteria. It's common to all, nobody wants it, and nobody can avoid it. So there are no problems, no fear of COVID, no fear of any disease, no hunger, no thirst, no death, no fear. Is such a body possible? Answer is yes. So when we become liberated, when we realize we are not this body or spirit soul, we go to spiritual world, we get a spiritual body. Such body is a panacea of all problems. And that peace formula is Bhoktaram Yagitapsam Sarloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvhutanam Gyatpamam Shantim Richati. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and a benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So we have to understand Krishna is the ultimate enjoyer. Krishna is a master, Krishna is a controller, Krishna is a proprietor, and he's my best friend. He's in my heart. So there's no time to play a video. We want to play a video on Trust Krishna. Are you ready, Himangala too?
Yes, I can play.
Yeah, just play that video and then we just directly introduce chanting there. So I'll show you one video which is very interesting to know how God loves us and God's plan is perfect for us. Yes, please play.
Trust God. Once upon a time, in a temple of Lord Krishna, there was a sweeper who was very sincere and devoted. Every time he saw thousands of devotees coming to take darshan of the Lord, he thought to himself,
"The Lord is standing all the time giving darshan. He must be feeling very tired. Oh Lord, your feet must be aching. I want to help you. At least for one day, can I take your place so that you can have some rest?"
"Thank you, my dear. It is very nice of you, and I don't mind taking a break. But how will you take my place?"
It's simple. You change me to look like you and change yourself to look like me.
Okay. I'll transform you like myself. But there is one condition. You must just stand here like me, smile at everyone, and give blessings. Never interfere with anything and do not say anything. Just watch everything and be a witness.
The sweeper agreed to this and exchanged places with his Lord. The next day, a rich man came to pray.
"Oh Lord, please bless me. My business should go on well."
While leaving the temple, The rich man forgot to take his briefcase, which was full of money. Just then, a poor man came into the temple.
Oh Lord, please accept this coin, as this is all I can afford. Bless me to be engaged in your service always. My family is hungry and my heart is leaking. I need some help from you.
When he opened his eyes, he saw the briefcase left behind by the rich man. The poor man thanked the Lord for his kindness and generosity and took the briefcase. At that point, a sailor walked in.
Oh Lord, I'm going on a long trip. Please bless me so that I have a safe journey.
Just then, the rich man came in with the police.
There, he is the thief who stole my briefcase full of money.
Hey, did you think you could run away after robbing this gentleman? Come on, tell me where's the money?
I did not steal anything, sir. I don't have any money with me.
Then you must have given it to your friend who must have run away by now. Come with us to the police station.
Dear Lord, you know I am innocent. Why am I being punished then?
Thank you, Krishna. You are the one who helped us catch this thief.
The sweeper, in the form of the deity, could no longer tolerate the situation. He had to speak up now to save the sailor.
Stop! You're making a mistake. It was not this sailor who took the money. It was a poor man who came here before him.
Who is that speaking?
Here, I am God speaking.
This person is not only a thief, but also a clever cheat. He is tricking us into thinking that the idol is speaking. Arrest him, quick!
The sailor was arrested and taken away. The sweeper felt very sad. In the evening, Krishna returned to the temple.
My dear, how was the day?
I thought it would be easy, Krishna, but it was difficult. I tried to do a good thing, but man does not seem to have actual faith in God at all.
The sweeper then told Krishna about the happenings of the day and how a sailor had been unfairly punished for the crime of the poor man.
Oh dear, why did you not stick to the plan? Don't you have faith in me? Do you think that I do not understand the hearts of all those who come here? The rich man had money which he had got by cheating someone. It does not belong to him. On the other hand, the single coin offered by the poor man was the only coin he had, but he gave it to me with full faith. The sailor might not have done anything wrong, but if he had gone in the ship today, he would have died because of bad weather. Instead, he is alive and safe now in the jail. Soon the police will apologize to him and release him.
I did not know all this.
I have a good plan for everyone's life. But because your faith in me is shaky, you try to do things on your own. Don't do that. Just trust me.
For everything that we see around us, God has a plan. We need to trust His wisdom and accept His will.
So I hope you like this video, and that's what the meaning of Suhridam Sarv Bhutanam. So Lord Krishna is saying that I'm the well-wisher of everybody. So you should understand God is there always with us and He is wishing well for us. So whatever is happening in our life is in control with Him. But our job is to just serve Him, love Him, come nearer to Him. And now with this, Lord Krishna speaks, this is a peace formula. When you understand God is the controller, God is the proprietor, God is the enjoyer, and the well-wisher of all living entities. Okay. Now comes the 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga. How to attain Lord? By dhyana, by meditation. So Krishna speaks this verse, Uddharet Atmanatmanam, Natma Manam Avasadaye, Atmevi Atmano Bandhu, Atme Vipuratmana. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is a friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. This is the same mind. See, just like a knife can be used to kill somebody, a knife can be used to treat a patient. Same way, our mind can lead us to so much negative thought that people commit suicide. Same mind can keep us happy. Only thing we have to learn to control this mind. So, right? Mind, friend or enemy? Control mind is the best of the friends. Uncontrolled mind is best of the enemy. So we are our own friend and we are our own enemy. If we control our mind, we are the best friend, and we don't control the mind, the worst enemy. And that's why you see, if people are not trained to control their mind take to negativity, stress, tension, anger, pride, illusion. So many problems come in the world. Terrorism, corruption. Why? Mind is not uncontrolled. Mind is not controlled. Right? So mind is like a genie. Like one person got a genie, and genie said, "You keep me engaged, otherwise I'll harm you." Then he said, "Okay, nearby there's he brought a one bamboo stick and said, you climb up, climb down." So genie keep doing, and in between, whenever that person has some work, he will say, "Genie, please come, do this work for me." So the genie was engaged, but he was doing work. So same way, we need to engage our mind by practicing meditation. Then mind becomes very useful. Otherwise, same mind will harm us. So there's an analogy given. There is soul. You see, the passenger is going. So these 5 horses are compared to 5 senses. And there's a mind is compared to the rope, intelligence compared to the driver, and the soul is compared to the passenger who's going. And then you see, many people talk about what is yoga. The purpose of yoga is to control the mind and to connect ourselves to God, to focus that mind on God. This is the purpose of yoga. So now what will happen? So Krishna is telling different yoga in that, but now because of lack of time, I'm not able to cover this, but we go to the essence. So what Lord Krishna says, Yogi nam bi sarvesham mad gatin antaratmana shraddhavan bhajato mam same yuktamo mata. Of all the yogis, the one with great faith, who always abide in me, thinks of me within himself, and render transcendental loving service to me, is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Right? So the yogis, the one who put faith in me, thinks of me, do bhakti. So bhakti yogi is the greatest yogi. So even there may be a housewife, offering a lamb to the Lord, cooking for the Lord. She's a yogi. Why? She's doing for Krishna. And she's serving her family, understanding that my family also should come to Krishna, that they are also part and parcel of Krishna. So this is a real yogi when we focus our mind on Lord Krishna, and this is a process of bhakti yoga. So you see, yoga for modern age is such a yoga, even a child can take part in Kirtan and eat prasad. You can do sitting at home. You can begin with whatever time you have this yoga, right? Whatever time you come, 20, 40, whatever age you are there, you can do Kirtan, you can offer prasada. Mantra meditation, which we'll introduce now, calms down the mind in any situation. It's joyful to perform. Eat, hear, chant, and dance, be happy, free of cost. No, you're not charged for these classes. You're coming for this Gita Saar classes. You're not charged, right? Chanting. Now we'll introduce this chanting and all. This is the yoga for modern age. The different process for 4 ages in Satya Yoga was Ashtanga Yoga. You go to forest, do a lot of tapasya for thousands of years and meditate on the Lord in the heart, and then you attain the Lord. But now Kali Yuga age is only 80 years, and hardly there are forests where you are free. Some forests, some or other problems will be there. In Treta Yuga, the process was to do yajna. But the problem is nowadays the ghee is not asleep. Neither there are brahmanas to chant the mantras. Dwapar Yuga, deity worship. You have to take many, many times bath in a day. But in Kali Yuga, the Lord is very easily attained by chanting the holy names of God. So Kali Yuga, if the best process of Kali Yuga is mantra meditation, chanting the holy names of God, right? And you can burn all away bad habits through mantra. Mantra means manas traiti iti mantra. How to control our mind? Through mantra. Even you see Christianity, Sikhism, Islam, Sanatan Dharma. In every religion, they chant the holy name of Lord, right? Allahu Akbar, Vaheguru, no? Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So this chanting of the holy name is the only way in Kali Yuga. And after searching through all the Vedic literature, one cannot find a method of religion more sublime for in this age than chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is called a Mahamantra because it removes all the effects of Kali Yuga. And it is given in Kali Santarana Upanishad, Shodash Nama Mantraha there. And this is the best mantra for this age of Kali. In this age of Kali, the only means of deliverance is chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Hare Nam Eva Kelam, Eva Kelam, Eva Kelam. And 500 years before, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and introduced this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And what is this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is a process of meditation. So are you ready to form me with me to chant this mantra and do meditation for 5 minutes? So now we'll be shifted to another room because on this IT, the Hindi room starts, the Hindi group starts. So we'll shift it to another room in a moment, and then we will start our chanting. So how to chant? So so how to chant? So like we before chanting we chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. And I will put on the screen the mantra, and that time you will see the whole chanting. Himankru, are we breaking now or after chanting?
Yes, now we can break. That will
break now. Then we'll start the chanting.
Just kindly wait for 2 minutes. We are moving you to the same room. There is a technical issue. Hare Krishna. So, can someone unmute and say if you are able to hear me? Like you have the option to unmute yourself. Oh, you are able to hear, okay. So there was some technical issue. There is a breakout room, so no problem. Like they are also chanting, and we will continue the chanting. And then after that, the session was supposed to end. Chanting was the last part. So we heard about how importance of chanting. It is the best of the sacrifice. So for next 5 minutes, with complete attention, let us just chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Vipin Prabhu, if you have the mantra slide, can you put on the screen? Meanwhile, we will start chanting. Once you put it, we will start chanting. So Vrajakrishna Das ji, he has back-to-back sessions. So this is the English Gita Saar. After that, immediately he has Hindi Gita Saar. So it is the same session, which is in English and Hindi back-to-back, given for different crowds. So Prabhuji is extending for benefit, so that more and more people get benefit in multiple languages. So yeah. This chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when we were hearing, one of the very, very important shloka which comes is Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalau Nastev Katiranyata. That how in Kali Yuga, the only means of deliverance from all our sufferings and only way to attain Lord is by